Well, hello there, folks. Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Massachusetts Central Radio Show. I am your humble host, Mike Kamau here for episode 20. Actually, I think it's 30. I think it's episode 30 here on the 7th of December. I believe is it the 7th? No, 6th of December 2019. Today is episode, as I said, today is episode 30, I believe, give or take. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another one of these, to the, to the series, and I welcome you guys back to another one of these broadcasts. Guys, don't recognize it. I have something different on my face. My glasses are different. I actually got these. These are brand new, and everything. So yeah, I have obviously changed my glasses. I just got these yesterday in the evening. These are transitional, so these will be able to change over once I'm actually going to shoot without mic because they were making. So hello everybody, and welcome back to another one of these. Sorry, I just have to. I'm going to record without the mic right now. I'm just going to record with my voice. So hello everybody, and I am going to welcome you back to this. So for the 29th episode of 30th episode, I think it's the 29th episode or something like that. 29th or 30th episode, I can't remember which. I believe it's episode 30. So the three things I'm going to talk about today are my recent escapades and some work related stuff and some stuff that's coming up very soon. Oh yes, and by the way, so the three things I'm going to talk about today are holiday stuff. I'm also going to talk about what's going to be what's going to be transpiring at work. Actually, no. It's just going to be so holiday stuff. I'm also going to talk about I also have to give you guys some sad news on the second part. On the second one, if you guys have been watching watching the radio show episodes lately, you will know that I have some news regarding my dad's friend Ed Doran. And third, my state of the channel address, and when it'll be. So let's get into some holiday stuff. So just today, my family and I got together. The family got together. My brother Chuck, Miles, Dad, Mom, me. We all got together and we wrote down 5 or 6 things that we'd like in a holiday grab. And we ended up. It's basically like drawing straws, and we had 5 or 6 things that we listed down 4 to 5 things that we wanted, and I came up with I ended up picking out my brother Chuck. I know him very well, so the ones he asked for were very, very clear. I might get him that and something else. Might get him a gift and a couple other things because a couple of the gifts are kind of simple and I could probably get them anyway. But I'll obviously be thinking of ideas, looking out for these 6 items that I have that he had listed. Everybody else is just secretly trying to pick out what they want, and and I have some money that I'm going to spend on not only family members, but I might spend on friends, see if they want anything for Christmas. And I will obviously go about that, and it'll be a fun thing. It's 18 days before Christmas, so I'll have plenty of time to actually not 18 days. It's about it's 18 days before Christmas actually, because the 4th was 20 days, so it's 18 days before Christmas. So it'll be interesting to see what I can grab for everybody, and see if I can grab anything else. It'll be we're trying to save dough because I'm going to be going back to school soon, and my dad's trying to build our house down in Chatham, so we're trying to keep the total down a little bit. I think it's $100 minimum, but we can go further than that if we wanted to. But it's so yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be great. I'll have loads of fun doing my little search and everything like that. On to slightly heavier news. My dad's friend, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch my stuff. I'm gonna do the light stuff first, and then the gritty bit last. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna do this because. So I just recently learned that my dad's friend, Ed Dorn, who was battling cancer in his body, recently passed away this morning. I think like 12:30 this morning, of cancer, and it was spread throughout his body. Ed Dorn was a friend of my dad's, and a friend of the family actually, because we all knew him in some way. My brothers knew him in some way. I knew him in some way. My dad knew him because my dad was a construction. Yes, he did construction, but he also did police work. So he knew my dad both in construction and in PD here in town. Mr. Dorn was a police officer for 20 years, and he was a construction worker for I think 40 some odd years, and he passed away peacefully, not in pain, I'm hearing, in his bed at 12:30 this morning. His wife was informed, I think like an hour later. I think it was informed the second they knew, and there was a bit of a ruckus early this morning in our house, because we knew him well. My dad knew him. My brothers knew him because they used to work with him a lot. And Ed was a very good mentor to not only my dad, but he was also a good mentor to my two brothers. Ed and I had a different connection. Ed was not a firearms enthusiast, but he liked firearms. He was a very, very good shot. He was a hunter, and he and I actually didn't mind talking about firearms once in a while. And he had a small little collection. He didn't have a big, extensive collection. He had a couple of small little 22 rifles and stuff, and he was and stuff. And he taught me how to shoot. And my dad taught me how to shoot, but Ed taught me the basics on how to aim and how to use your dominant eye, how to aim and shoot and point and everything like that. I think the best memory I have of the guy was on the range when we were shooting his little 22, and we must have gone through like 400 rounds or something like that. We must have gone through like 200 something rounds or something like that. And unfortunately that day, I don't think he cleaned it enough. Said he did, but I don't think he thought he didn't clean it enough. Taking a look at it, because the darn thing kept jamming on him and I. I got to learn how to aim with my dominant eye, and I got to learn how to shoot a little bit better. He was a good shot. As I said, he was a hunter for many, many years. And then he was eventually, and then he did service for our town as a, Mr. Doran, I believe, was 77. 77, and also here to add that Mr. Doran also, actually had experience as a in the military. Mr. Ed Doran was a Vietnam veteran. He was a kind of a specialist. He was kind of a I don't know how not to put this, but he used to interrogate the Vietnamese back in the 1960s, and back in the 1960s when he was over in Vietnam. And knowing Ed's personality, he would definitely make a very good interrogator. He used to interrogate the Vietnamese for information and figure out where the enemy was. So he learned a lot, and I could tell in his training. I could tell his training during his Vietnam days helped him out. He was always good with very proper gentleman. Very proper gentleman. He was always good with a joke. But one thing Mr. Doran was, he was a gentleman. He never swore. He never cussed. Whenever we did cuss, he would always say, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that word, young man," or whatever. We used to call him Father Ed all the time, because he always used to have that pure streak, and he was a good guy, and he was pure. I don't think I ever heard the guy ever. In the time I knew the guy for I knew the guy for about a decade or something like that. I knew him since like 2007. I probably knew him since 2006, 2007. So I knew the guy for about a decade. He also helped us when we were making over the house here. He also helped us out with some remodeling stuff. And he was, I met the guy, and he was a funny fella, and we're gonna miss him a lot. His wife, my prayers and thoughts go to his family, his wife Anne, his two daughters Nikki and Gabrielle, who I both met. I met Anne, who's a retired school teacher, and she, I want to definitely pray for her because she's gone through some cancer of her own, cancer surgery of her own recently, so, and everything else. So I definitely want to give Mr. Doran a moment of silence, because he was a funny man. He was a serious man, a gentleman, hard worker, a veteran, a darn good police officer in our community. And he was one heck of a human being, good with a firearm. Very good shot with a firearm. So, Mr. Doran, my minute remembrance for a good soul and a good man. We lost him a little too young. Starting now. And that was a minute tribute to Mr. Edward Doran. Ed, I know you're up there. I know you're up there, Ed. I know you're up there in the sky. I know you're up in heaven. Let my prayers and thoughts go out to you. You were a great soul, great man. And you taught me, if there was one thing you taught me, is that working hard is a good thing. So, and if you work hard at something, you do good. Told me never give up, and that's what I remember you for. Don't know if I can talk about the channel address after that. I'm just going to keep rolling. This is kind of mundane. So everybody, now switching back to sort of, now talking about agendas and addresses. I'm going to do a state of the channel address this year. I do not know when. I'm going to try to do it within the next 10 days or so when I have a chance. I may do it next week. I may do it the week after. Who knows? I am going to do it on a. I'm going to do it on one of the broadcast days. I just don't know when. I could do it on Monday. I'm probably going to actually. You know what? Here's my plan. I'm going to actually do it on Friday the. I'm actually going to do it Friday the 3rd. Tomorrow's the 7th, 8th, 9th. I'm going to do it next. I'm not going to do it this Friday. Well, today's Friday. I'm going to probably do it. I'm probably either going to do it on Wednesday. I'm going to do it either Friday next week or Wednesday next week, or Wednesday the week after. We'll see. That will put us. So next week is the 9th, the 11th, the 10th is Tuesday, the 11th is Wednesday, the 12th is Thursday, the 13th is Friday. I'm probably going to do it. Curse me on this one, but I'm probably going to do it Friday the 13th. Yes, I'm that ballsy, people. I will do the State of the Channel address on Friday the 13th. So mark your calendars, everybody. State of the Channel address is on the 13th of December. Usually I do it on the 21st or the 22nd or never. But I'm doing it on Friday the 13th. Sue me, but I'm doing it on maybe the worst day on earth to do something. But I'll do it on Friday the 13th. And this is the first time ever I think we've had a Friday the 13th. So I will see you guys then for the State of the Channel address. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to have a business one to do. You guys know me. As usual, everybody, long live America. God bless America. Long live democracy. Long live our rights and our freedoms. Amen to my grandparents' merits. Amen to Ed Doran. Amen and pray to Ed Doran's soul. Wherever you are up there, Ed. I will remember your soul and your great soul on that one. Also, pray for my grandmother. Let her stay strong. Also pray for Tom, Megan, and April for their strength. Let them stay strong. Let them overcome their obstacles, and let them flourish. All right, everybody. This is Mike Camo here for another Massachusetts Central Radio Show episode. I think it's episode 30. Here on the 6th of December 2019. Here for day entry. Here we go for the day entry. All right, everybody. That ends the broadcast for today. Peace out. Good night.